This'll make you happy. Blood Feast. Yes, Blood Feast. The very first gore film ever made by the now legendary Herschel Gordon Lewis, who also completed his Blood trilogy with 2 more movies, which I also have here, 2000 Maniacs and Color Me Blood Red. But I'll talk about those, I guess I could talk about those next, who cares, I'll put them aside. So anyhow, we're going to start off with Blood Feast here. Well, what can I say? You know, it's pretty tame by today's standards. Not to say that gore is necessary, like completely necessary to make a film good, you know. If you're gonna go for balls to the wall gore, check out Fetus or something. But this movie's fun. This movie's really fun. Just because it is so trashy. It is so trashy. You can tell that this was shot in barely any time. It was thrown together, and it's such a simple film. And it's like you can sort of see the rivets, and it's such a simple film. And just knowing that it played on double bills, triple bills, I guess. With like all of these other obscure horror movies. It gives, I don't know, something about just how it is. It's just great. And I really don't know how to describe it. I just get this warm, fuzzy feeling whenever I see like these old 70s exploitation films, 60s exploitation in this case. This came out in 1963, so I think it came out in 1963. Oh well, let's just assume it came out in 1963. So, yeah. All I can really say about this film is that it's a lot of fun. It's about this woman who, it says right here, her name's Mrs. Freeman. She goes to this exotic caterer named Fuad Ramses, and she asks him to prepare an authentic Egyptian feast, which he hypnotizes her into asking him to do that. It has not been served for 5,000 years, so you know it's got to be good. I did a Dracula sort of accent there, so that doesn't really fit, but whatever. So, apparently, this Egyptian feast involves praying to a spray-painted gold mannequin and cutting up women. It's pretty bad. That aspect of it, the fact that he only kills women, that's not really very nice. But, you know, I guess that's how it was back in the day. This is an awkward moment here, so I'm just going to move on and continue talking. Anyhow, that's basically all there is. He goes around, hacks up people, and makes this Egyptian feast. I don't know really what he was thinking with that, because, you know, eventually once he feeds it to them, they're going to find out it's all made of body parts, so I really don't know what the sense in that is. Let's just assume he's crazy. And that's really all there is to it. There's just a bunch of these really cheesy gore scenes, and I'd like to point out that one of the actors, he didn't know most of his lines, so he's always looking at his hand, because he had them all written on his palm. So that's kind of funny. One of the cops, you'll spot it once you see it. But yeah, the movie, from what I remember, I watched a documentary on it from the Incredibly Strange Film Show, which is on YouTube, so I'd suggest typing in Incredibly Strange Film Show and then Herschel Gordon Lewis, and you'll be able to find it. It was shot in 8 days, I believe, on a 35mm, and for next to nothing. But because this movie was so graphic and so revolutionary, it was a blockbuster. It made millions by today's standards. And, of course, nothing I have back here would be the same without this movie. And, so that's really cool. And it's released by Something Weird Video, and the best thing about Something Weird Video, even if the movie sucks, like this movie Carnival of Blood sucks, but it was not a waste of money, and I will tell you why. Well, that movie in particular wasn't a waste of money because I got it for only $7, and it came with 2 movies actually. But I'll tell you why it wasn't a waste of money. Because Something Weird has the best special features of any DVD distributor that I know of. There's all sorts of all these little tidbits thrown across their DVD. Look at that. Look at all the special features. It's not even as crazy as the Axe DVD, which I talked about last year, where there's like a whole friggin', this whole thing is just covered with special features. It's absolutely amazing. Special features on here, one of the best things about Something Weird, which I love so very much, is that they take a bunch of the old exploitation artwork, like those crazy lavish posters with all the little details on them and all the fun stuff there. They take those and then they put them all together in a slideshow, and then over top of that they take all these old radio ads and then they put them over top of, and then they put the 2 together, and it's like a match made in heaven. I know it sounds crazy, but I've gone back and I've watched some of these galleries like 10 times just because they're so awesome. And because, you know, because these images are going by fairly fast, just fast enough for you to tell what's on them, but not fast enough for you to be able to read every individual thing, which interests me. You keep rewinding and you keep rewatching them. But the only thing that annoys me is that for some reason these DVDs will not let you rewind. You have to hit the back 5 seconds button, and that takes you through. That's the only thing that annoys me. But the special features are so fantastic. And there's also a commentary track here, believe it or not, with Herschel Gordon Lewis and producer David F. Friedman, who made a lot of porn movies back in the 60s and 50s, I guess. But yeah, Blood Feast. It's absolutely fantastic. It's revolutionary for its time, and it's still a lot of fun for people like us to watch today. So I would recommend picking up a copy of this. I believe Something Weird Video has put out like a triple feature DVD, or like a little collection with a bunch of thin DVDs, with all 3 of the Blood trilogy on there. So you get not only Blood Feast, but you also get 2000 Maniacs, and, can't reach it here, Color Me Blood Red. So how can you go wrong? Pick these up! Wow, I'm really reviewing good movies this year. I haven't talked about one that I didn't like. Well, you know, 2000 Maniacs was pretty much the weakest of a bunch, so I'm gonna probably say, yeah, I'm talking about this one next. So, all I can say about, you know, Blood Feast, you gotta pick Blood Feast up. 2000 Maniacs, let's hop on that horse right now, which is for you gonna be tomorrow. So, loser, you have to wait unless you're watching this after all of them have been put up, in which case you can just click onwards. Yeah. No, I'm not on drugs, I'm just talking really quickly today. I'm so happy to be back. I'm so happy to be back reviewing exploitation. It's my calling, I tell you.